Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the altcoin show, coming at you daily from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Thanks for watching. Today we're going to ask the question, who wants to be a meme coin millionaire? Not just who wants to be a millionaire, but who wants to be a meme coin millionaire? And of course, before we do that, before we get into all that, you know what I'm going to say. If you're a regular watcher, smash the likes button. That will help get this content out to more people and does help support the channel. Really do appreciate all the comments left below. You take the time to write them. I take the time to read and respond. Thanks so much. And the questions that get asked in the comment section, I do get back to those as soon as I am able to, with an emphasis on as soon as I am able to. You can obviously connect with me in the Discord, the great Stocks with Josh Discord below in the description of this video. You might have to click the more button. There are some links there where you can join me in the Discord and get signed up. I'm in the crypto channel there daily and the newly created memes channel, the Party Zone, aka the Party Zone. And I also have my Crowned Traders channel in there as well, where I share education, some insights, some resources, some of my trade setups, and of course entertainment, because I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Are you not entertained? And so I do also want to thank all of you out there. We are almost at 10,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? We just started back in late May. It's only been around 6 months, and we are about 100 people away currently, last check, from hitting the 10,000 subscriber mark. If we can hit that tomorrow, then we are going to do a great celebration on the show tomorrow, and stay tuned for that. Okay, so who wants to be a meme coin millionaire? I've been on with the Stocks with Josh show over on his channel daily all the way up into Christmas. We're going to be featuring different meme coins, mostly targeted on the Sui meme coin sector, because when you think of it, all of us would have loved to have been early investors in Bonk or Pepe, or with the dog with hat and other Oat and Peanut the Squirrel when it was at 100K market cap, even when it was at 1 million market cap. How great would have it been to be into those tokens? And I do have felt, and Josh and I identified the Sui meme category as, I feel, very undervalued. Sui is turning out to be the darling blockchain. It's the fastest, it's the cheapest. They're out there at the moment, beating Solana for speed and also transaction efficiency, and the cost of the transaction being very low. And so we look to identify some Sui memes that could be the next $1 billion token. Honestly, a lot of these that we're giving at under 1 million or 1 million or a little bit above, even if they go to 100 million or 200 million, are going to make considerable amounts of money, can turn $100 into small amounts. And so what I did here was I created a quick little sheet here on some stats. I'll just move me out of the way here. Just some stats on some of the performers that we had. Now, obviously, Blood was our OG one that we gave back in September. I've got to dig up what that entry was, but I believe it was around a 4 million market cap entry. I'm going to put that in as 4 million. I think it was 4 million. It might have even been 3 million there. Obviously, I'm going to add to this. This is not accessible to anybody, so don't ask me where this is, because I'm still working on it, but I wanted to give you a sneak preview of what I'm doing here. And so these are the 10 coins that we featured on the Stocks with Josh show that we've kind of announced on the show. There are other Sui meme coins that we have on the Sui meme cheat sheet, which is only available in the Stocks with Josh Discord there. But I wanted to highlight the ones that we've specifically brought to the show here. And these are 10. And of course, over time, I will be adding to those. And again, before everybody shouts out to me, what are this? Look, it's a work in progress. I just want to show you where we're at with these current 10 coins. So what we have normally in the meme coin sector, that if a meme coin has a large surge or pump, usually you will see what is normal, a minus 90% or more retracement of that. That's considered fairly normal. And from there, the coin will either just go into oblivion, the devs and team will abandon it. It could get rugged or a scam or whatever, I guess. And so if you're not sure of all those terms, don't worry. We'll cover it in upcoming videos. But generally speaking, if something is only retraced 0 to 50%, it's exceptional. Obviously, a B rating would be 50 to 75, minus 50 to 75%, and minus 75 to 90% would be the C rating. We only have one coin in here that has retraced its entire move from when it was shared on the show. That's pretty extraordinary when you think over 90% of memes do this kind of situation, that we only have one. So the hit rate has been really high. If you look at the entries that we gave, the all-time high since, some approximate gains, 20,000% on Sonic. I shared this in the Crypto Gems section of the Discord on November the 27th. And then you have 15%, 15,000%. Now, these were from yesterday. Some of these may have moved around a little bit, so just give me a bit of grace on that. I'm just trying to give a bigger picture. I'm not giving, these aren't going to be exact to the button steps. I'm just trying to give a big picture. So what I want to show you here is that when you put, if you were to put $100 when a market cap of a coin is at 1 million, it goes to 1 billion, that turns into 100,000. I believe my math is correct there. If we got from $100, if you want to go from $100 to 1 million, you get in when the market cap is 100,000, and then it goes to 1 billion, and that's where you get your $1 million for. As you can see, I haven't filled in for the rest of these. This is a work in progress, and I'm on a tight deadline today, so I needed to get this out, but I will update this over the coming days, maybe even with the Stocks with Josh show tonight. So make sure you catch me over there live on his show. But as you can see, these are the drops that have been had so far from the current all-time high. And this is very, very normal to see that after such extraordinary pumps. We saw 1,400% on Sui Jack, so a 14x, a 8,000% on Susi, so that's an 80x there, and it's still up, was still up 6,000%. This is still up 15,000%, and so you can see some of these still are in there battling and fighting. Obviously, some of the newer plays that I gave yesterday, that's not going to be included here, and of course, some of them like Load were only given 2 days ago, so we just have to give that some time to go. Now, these ratings aren't necessarily what I'm going to rate the coins as specifically. I'm just showing what the industry standard, what I have found in my research to be industry standard for rating Memecoin retracements of how well. And this isn't necessarily a guideline for future success, because all of these are risky plays. They are. Don't use money that you cannot afford to lose, because I'm not a financial advisor. And so just make sure, and there's no guarantee that some, if not all of these, will at some point go to zero. And I do plan on being out, with my plan as always, to be either out of these projects entirely by the time the bull run finishes, somewhere between May and October 2025 is what I've seen many people predict, and I feel somewhere in that time frame would line up with previous cycles. And so, but also some of them I might hold through the bear market. Like if I put in $100 in or $1,000 in, and I've taken out $9,000 or $10,000 in profit, as with any of my crypto projects, I might leave a little run just in case the bull run keeps going. And then if they go to zero over the crypto window, or they go into deep retracement, it's not because I've got my original capital out. And as I say with all of my strategies, I always look, my strategy with my coins is when a coin gets to 300 to 500%, I look to at least get my original capital out and off the table. Of course, another way you can play it is if a coin got to a certain percentage level, whether it be double or triple or quadruple or 5 times the amount, you could actually take all your profit out and just leave your original capital to run there as well. Of course, you can exit the entire position, but then you may risk this. You may risk one of those coins going to 1 billion. And so that's not really my play. I am still in all of these positions because of that, because if we do see one of these go to a level that we see either a 100 million market cap or a 1 billion market cap, then that can truly be life-changing gains. And of course, it's not always conducive to jump right in when a coin pumps, okay? That can be kind of dangerous That's not my strategy. I got in a coin the other day and with a just in case buy. Just in case it takes off and goes to the moon, I have a small position, a good enough position to have some skin in the game. And just in case it dumps, I'm not too overexposed to get wrecked, and I can actually buy the dip and average down my position. And then if I want to get out, if there's a bit of a jump, my average position is a lot better and I can get out of a trade that way if I really, really wanted to. And I've had some people, there's been a few people that have put in too much, too high, and that's not a play that I've ever recommended that I do. That's not the way that I do it, and I can only share what I do, and that's all that I can do. And so, even with the Sonic trade, someone that shared with me that they bought at 2 cents, and then they bought more at 6 cents, and they bought at 9 cents. They dollar cost averaged on the way up. That's a strategy as well, as it finds support. And of course, their $1,600 was worth at when Sonic got up to its all-time high, almost $100,000. Okay, and so we're going to look at some of these coins now. We're going to look and see if we can get some entries on some of these coins, or where I would enter, of course, and then when a coin is announced and launched and there is a big euphoric into it, I might have my first buy in there, try and get a first buy in there just in case it really goes 4, 5, 6,000%, and then the pullback is way up, and I'm waiting for a bigger pullback and I can't get in. I don't have a problem with jumping in on a green candle, but it has to be a just in case buy. It might just be a fifth of the money that I'm planning to put in, maybe 25%. On occasions, maybe a third of the money might go in that just in case buy, and then I will have my subsequent buys on any pullbacks. That's how I would play these pumps. That's how I would play these to be able to get in, because that's what I did with Sonic. Obviously I bought Sonic when it was lower, but when it came, it pumped right up to, I believe, $1.54, and it came back to $1.05. And I'm saying, kids, here's a great opportunity. And purchases were made at $1.05. The children my kids bought them at $1.05 on a pullback there. Okay, so that's where the entries were made. And then from there, it went up to $4.77. And I believe all of them took their original capital out as profit to take the risk off the table, and they're leaving the rest to run. Okay, so that's very important how we do that. Now let's jump into some of these charts on some of these coins, because some of you have been asking for some entries. So we're going to look at Sonic first here. And if you look at Sonic here, I always like breaking it down to like the 1 hour and then maybe the 15-minute time frame here to see where there can be an entry. And so as you can see, we're currently holding this $3.38 as support. So if this held and I had no Sonic and wanted to add more Sonic to my bag, because we know that these guys are in talks with exchange listings places. They've been tagging Mexi and Crypto.com and a bunch of others, and they have mentioned that they're in talks with exchange listing companies, and I have shared this and been very public. It's not some big secret. So if there was an entry there this year at $3.37. Now, of course, if this area dropped and this was to be lost, then your next area down here is $3.03, rinse and repeat, and there could be an entry there for that. Subsequently, if this held, if you didn't get in there, a break above this level here, but we're right on this level. So this is a buy right now for me and if you want to set some stop losses, but honestly on meme plays, it's very difficult to set stop losses on these. You have to kind of manually stop out, and you might be sleeping. And this is why it's important. This for me is just kiss money goodbye plays. This is lotto plays. But if you're awake and you can trade it and you want to manually stop out of that, that's great. Certainly stop losses are if you can stop loss out. I'm just saying there's no auto stop loss feature that I can see on any of the Sui wallet functions. There are buy limit and sell limit options, I believe, in the CETUS protocol. I have to do a full dive into the Sui wallet. There's new ones being added all the time to see who else might has a buy limit and a sell limit. But that is not a stop limit. That is just selling when it gets to a certain price and buying when it gets to a certain price, not stopping out when it gets to a certain price there. So we can keep an eye on Sonic there. So as I've always taught, I look to get in on, and even we can break it down to the 5-minute chart there, that if this comes back and this confirms as support, that's an entry there. Obviously, if it breaks down and then like this here and it comes back and rejects, which it didn't, it rejected, so there you can get out of the play. But then it looks like having the very next candle, it's above. So, I don't have all day to mess around with this. I just put the money in. I take my original capital out off the table, at least when it gets to that 300 to 500% area. Then the rest is house money, and from there, obviously, I can either add to the position, I can take more profits as it goes up, and if I want to, I can completely stop out and close the position and then look to get in a little bit lower if I feel there's going to be some further drop. A good example for this, if I got in here and then I saw it come down and then the candle rejected, I could get out of the position, and then if it comes down there, I get back in again. That's why I have my hodl bag and my swing bag. Okay, so my hodl bag, I just look to get that money out 300 to 500% is the goal, to get that original capital off the table. And then my swing position, I'm getting in and out of position, and they're in two separate wallets. Okay, very, very important. Also, a lot of the questions that we have, they are already answered in my cheat sheet. I've got the tutorials right here, 4 of them. Watch them all before you trade. Read these common errors before you trade. And there are frequently asked questions. Where is the cheat sheet found? It's found in the Stocks with Josh Discord, underneath my Crowned Traders channel in the pinned comments. If you're not in the Discord, you can get signed up for the Discord. There is a way to get this cheat sheet. If you go back to one of my older videos from back in November, maybe November 1st or something, you can find that linked in the description. Please save that link to somewhere where you can access it, because that link won't be in any of the future videos or any of the videos from December or moving forward. So you can check all of that out. Let's look at one of the other plays here. Let's look at one of the other ones that have been strong, the Susi play here. So if we go to Susi again, I like to take it down to the smaller time frames here, 5 minutes. So right now it's battling on this. There we go. It just jumped back above. So this would be an area where if it breaks above, gets in, you want to swing a bit of a Susi trade, that can be an entry there, of course, for Susi. Otherwise, you can stop out. If it drops down, it's down 0.007 would be my next entry. But here we might see a close above that, which would be good, and then that could be a trade. Let's look at maybe one more there. We got Susi. How's Sui Jack going here? We've got the Sui Jack trade. This has been also one of our very strong performance here. And as you can see, again, it's right under this line. So where would be a place to possibly get in the trade? Above a break and a retest of that line, that could be an entry. And of course, you can use that same entry as a stop loss. And also, a stop loss is what amount of money you're prepared to lose on the trade. So if you put in $100 and you hit minus $10 on that, and you've only got $9, that may be a place where you manually stop out of the trade. But these swing plays, you can get in, retest the support, and then off to the races. You can see how incredible of a run this has been on for when we gave the trade all the way back here for Sui Jack there. I hope I gave a good kind of break there on the channel about some of the performances of the coins, and I've got a bigger picture view. I'm not just looking at, so this coin pumped 20,000 or 8,000 or 500% or whatever it may be. And I got my original profit off the table, and maybe I'm swinging and making some money, but I'm looking at what these coins are going to do for the rest of this bull run, and to be early enough on one of these Sui memes that could potentially, one or more of these could go to 100 or 3 or 500 million or 1 billion. Remember, these Sui meme coins are not yet on the Phantom, which is the home of meme coins for Solana. And once the Sui meme coins are available on Phantom, that is going to be an absolute game changer, because that is going to bring fresh money and fresh capital to the Sui memes. Also, some of the biggest performers are going to attract exchange listings, such as Sonic, I know, are in talks with exchange listings. Susi are in talks with exchange listings. And as I hear others, I will let you know. Sui Jack, obviously, they already got an exchange listing with Wojak on the Ethereum chain. That's the meme coin. So Sui Jack is Wojak on Sui. So of course, they'll be having talks with exchange listings as well. And as I hear more or any updates on this, I will let you know. As always, until the next episode, happy trading.